tattooed me, and I didn't tattoo him, so he was like, and they do this business about smiling and frowning with their fingers. So that was, sort of, I'll never forget the look they have on these faces. So, flash. So this is just Sailor West. This is just a hodgepodge of different flash in the collection. There's a sign I've seen here. It's at the show. It's an eagle. It's got an Indian head in the center of it. It says Sailor West since 1921. Well, Captain Don, who's a sword swallower, tattooed man, and everything else, he's gone now. But he was back east, and he was talking to Sailor West, I think Rhode Island, and so Sailor West grabbed a crescent wrench and a screwdriver, and he went out and he climbed on this old derelict truck out in the back, this carny wagon, unbolted it off there, brought it back and give it to Don. He said, "Here, take this to Lyle and tell him that sign is worn out 3 trucks," because he had it up on the van, on his back of the cab. So worn out 3 trucks. So that's seen a lot of road. So Don Nolan, very well known tattoo artist. He's in St. Paul, Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities. So Dave Yurko, the fellow that hosted the first tattoo convention in 1976, called me up one time that they was going to have a tattoo convention in Minneapolis, and he said that Nolan tattoos, there was in the Twin Cities. Dave Yurko was sort of harsh and didn't have too many people handling skills. He said, "Nolan and I didn't get invited to that convention. Nolan's too good and I'm an asshole." So it's nice to know who you are. And, well, anyhow, these are just. Now there was an R. Johnson and then Ralph Johnston. So Ralph and R, but 2 different guys. This guy was a retired Marine that got into tattooing after he retired. And Spalding and Rogers of Huck Spalding, who was actually the 6th biggest game hunter in the United States for killing everything that was in sight, I guess. He had a big trophy room at his place. This is some of Captain Don's paintings, and this was a portable stand I had. And everything I build, and my family knows about it, that anything that I built, they better x-ray before it leaves there. But everything I build has a stash in it. When that screw, you have to take it out there, and that's going to stash it. And I don't know what's in there. There's something.
I know what's in it. Let's find out.
He's a drug counselor.
Thanks for giving me up, Lyle.
Well, you're trying to keep that quiet, huh? There's probably a lot of people here that need counseling.
I was going to say, you're a busy man here, my friend.
Starting with who?
So anyhow, there we go. It's always nice to have a stash. Danielle, the lady that's actually put this to show together and everything, said pick out. I left my water. I'll have a drink. Anyhow, I am getting sort of. Well, Ray Bradbury wrote that, The Illustrated Man. They made it into a movie, which is great. When I was a kid, there was 3 books. Now there's about 3 printed an hour in the tattoo community. Well, anyhow, it was Pierce Hearts and True Love. Come out of Europe. George Birch's Memoirs of a Tattooist. And then in 1925, Hambley came out with a book and about the history of tattooing and its significance. And then 1933, I think it was Albert Perry wrote this book. And he also wrote a book about Bohemians. Something about, I don't know what the hell the name it was, but I never read it. Didn't have anything to do with tattooing. So this was an article. This was Amy Hill, the lady with the ring, Rolling Stone magazine. And so these were, so when they came out with the article, the body shirt that had just been released. And these were 6 ladies that I tattooed. That was Joe Baker, that used to sing with Elvin Bishop. There was another black lady, well, she's not here, but now she's a big judge in Oakland, California. So, I think a federal judge, maybe, but she's up there. This is just sort of a hodgepodge of photographs that I've down to. There's this like Pingless Jeff Baker, Deal England, who, and I see all my dead friends walking around here, you know, it's like, they, there's Jeff again. Another one of those that dress books. And one of my tattoo designs there's Joanna Cassidy again. And Lars Bjorn was a Danish photojournalist, and he got we were the first 2 people to swim off of Alcatraz. After the prison, of course, was all closed and everything else. And he went through all the paperwork, and we tried to duplicate the swim of Frank Lee Morris and the England brothers. They went at high tide on around 12 midnight. We went on a high tide around noon because the tides will move around. Went in and had our photographs taken and all the cells and things that, well, it was like Clint Eastwood escaped from Alcatraz, because their cells and everything else. Because the original cells had all been patched up. And those prison officials were pissed off. They repaired everything. So anyhow, we did everything except we didn't go down a drain pipe. That was at the back of the cell block where they went down. And I went up and shook on it. And it was all rusted. You know, I wasn't going to climb down that. I told them so. I don't think it would have supported our weight. So this was us in the water and everything. At a roast, I was doing Crazy Eddie. There's a lot better pictures than that, but everybody knows who Crazy Eddie is. You get a top notch here. They have me up in the room, I was getting dressed, and they went down the hall and they got a broom, and they took the straw out of a broom and put it in here and then sprayed it with the whole business. And Archie F. Gardner, I presume. How you doing, mate?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hey, thank you. Glad you came.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here.
All right, well, I'm hanging on.
Right on.
Well, anyhow, they, what the hell? I don't know. I had no thought, but it vanished. So this is just sort of personal pictures of Bert. He opened a tattoo shop after he sold his tattoo shop in Long Beach. Hi James, how you doing? Chris? Got in all right, huh? You didn't tell me that you was Ukiah though, right? No, that's what get you. Well, anyhow, Bert used to say all the time that in all those years he was tattooing, he was thinking about having a farm or something and raise pigs and chickens. Okay, now he wound up retiring. Pigs and chickens he was feeding, and he says the only goddamn thing he could think about was tattooing. So these dreams that you have about retirement. So that's Bert down through the years. Doc Webb. There's Sailor Head. This gentleman here's Ronnie Akers. He tattooed in England. Probably the greatest freehand tattoo artist going. You just grab a tattoo machine and just grab your arm and scare tattoo artists to death because they know they got to have some kind of something on the arm. But he would do the most complicated work.